It's 4 things that rich people buy that the poor do not. So let me show you what this is. So it's what we call the PIPB. So as I started to do a study of the wealthy, I've managed to create multiple 7-figure businesses, and in 10 years I was able to list a company on the stock exchange, and it follows this PIPB formula. So I remember when I was working a full-time job, I was thinking, you know, and I remember seeing this Lamborghini drive past me. I'm thinking in my head, like, what does this person do? If I can realize what these people do to actually earn income, then maybe I can model that. And one thing, and I remember being on the tube in London, and I picked up the Sunday Times rich list, and all the people that were in the Sunday Times rich list had one thing in common, and that was they had property. They bought assets that appreciated in value. So if you're watching this and you know you bought property 10 or 20 years ago, it's probably worth more money than what you actually paid for it. So the question is, why did we not buy more real estate? So I remember, you know, when I was 21, I started in business, started to learn the ropes, and by 27 I made my first million through real estate investing. I bought a lot of property. I bought and I became financially free very quick by buying and selling property and buying and renting out property. So property is actually one thing that all wealthy people buy and invest in, right? So remember, it's what you put your money in that produces the ROI that makes you the income. So property is one of them. Okay, the next one is they actually invest in IP. So investing in IP stands for intellectual property. Remember, I used the word invest, right, instead of spend. They invest their money into intellectual property, right? So McDonald's is intellectual property. They have a way of flipping burgers that no one else knows how to do. KFC has a place where, you know, the IP, a recipe. So the IP, think of IP as the recipe of a specific way of doing something that nobody else knows what to do. And if you're able to figure out what the IP is, right, that it could be technology, it could be something physical that's been created, it could be a piece of like internet, for example, those people who created the fiber and the fast internet. Intellectual property allows you to have that advantage that nobody else knows about. And when you're investing in IP, that will allow you to create something big. So for example, in my company, we've created an app. The app's called Wealth Dragons, and you can download that. And that app has IP. We have a specific way of doing things on that platform that nobody else can replicate, or it's very hard for them to replicate. So when you're investing in IP, it's developing something that is very unique. It's developing your own system and your own recipe. Once you do that, you can then sell it. And that leads me to my next point, which is paper assets. Paper assets. It's interesting. And if you're watching this from the US, most people in the United States have some kind of paper assets. They hold some stock, they hold some shares in companies. You see, the reason why people who get more wealthy, they're able to do this, they'll take their excess money and they'll pump it into paper assets so the paper asset grows. The way it works is you find a company that you like, that you want to invest in, and instead of you having to do the work, you put your money to that company, you let the CEOs and the owners work really hard in that company to lift the share price. So for example, if you'd have invested in a Netflix or an Amazon or an Apple, 10 or 20 years ago, you'd have been very, very happy right now, because the share price has gone like this. But you didn't know to invest because you didn't know how to invest in it, or you didn't know what to invest in, or maybe the sounds of stocks and shares scares you, or maybe you're scared of losing money. But with the right education, and again, if you haven't gone through my 5 ways to never be broke again, I actually created a video on this. If you go back to my channel, you'll be able to see that video. But one of those is actually creating more paper assets, right? Is to invest in stock, invest in something that's going to appreciate in value. So that's the third thing that a lot of very wealthy people buy. And the last one is businesses. People ask me, why did you, John Lee, why did you float your company in the stock exchange? Because I want to go shopping, not for clothes or cars. I want to go shopping for businesses. So one of the reasons for taking our company public is that we want to make it big, so in the future we can, that if we want to, we will have the ability to be able to go to a business and say, hey, I love your business model, I think it's doing great, would you be interested in selling your business? So when you are a listed company, the reason why people put the company in the stock exchange is because they can acquire companies with, instead of cash, they can acquire them with shares. When I understood this, I couldn't quite understand why everybody's not doing this. Why I'm so passionate about creating videos, putting them online. That's why I created an app with all of the teachings and the things that I've created to really help you achieve more, get more faster, and earn more. And so, by the way, if you love this, do me a favor, comment below with some of the other things that you think wealthy people buy that the poor do not buy. Right? And also, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this. Hit the like, subscribe, comment below, turn on bell notifications, follow the page wherever you're seeing this, because I'm producing more content like this for you, because I feel it's part of, now that I've achieved what I've achieved, it's part of my mission now to really give back and to serve and help more people. So I hope you found this useful. This is John Lee, the author of The Wealth Dragon Way. Bye for now.